Nope, no waiting. We are getting right into it. All right, let's see here. Let me do that. All right, I'm not expecting anything just quite yet. We'll go ahead and pop up the developer page here. Trying to get my iPhone on the mount here so you guys can see it. There we go. All right. Got the iPhone here. Let me go ahead and pop open. Let me just open it on here. Okay, the developer thing is still down. It still says maintenance in progress for software downloads and account. Yeah, no, we got a lot of people in here actually. A lot of people are starting to join in. So let me put the microphone on so we get the best audio now. This is the more popular stream than than the actual watch party. We're already up to 30 people in here. So everybody just joining. We are waiting for the downloads to be available. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time, so just bear with us. I am going to set a thing for super chats for 2 hours again. All right, so once the beta rolls out, once it's installed, if anybody wants to super chat, super chatting will get your request answered first if you want to see something specific in the beta. So I am going to go ahead and start a little goal for that. So if anybody super chats, I set it to any super chats, so any super chat counts towards the goal. Doesn't have to be a certain amount or anything. The lowest amount will be just fine. Anything is greatly appreciated. And the only reason I do this is because a lot of people join in and want to see stuff that I've already shown, and I keep having to circle back to stuff. So super chatting is the way to get that done. The betas are going to be rolling out today. We're just waiting on it right now. They should be available here very shortly. The developer status page is still showing that it is in maintenance right now, so I'll pull it up here for you guys. Oop. If I can drag the window over. Thank you, Nico, for the subscription. I think if you subscribe and you don't see your name pop up, it's probably because you don't have your subscription set to public. If you have it set to public, then it should pop up on the screen if you subscribe, super chat, or become a channel member. So here is the system status page right here. You can see right here that the software downloads are still maintenance in progress. So we're waiting on that to come up. And once that is done, we should be able to start the downloads and everything like that. So everything is going to be available here in the next few minutes, hopefully. Sometimes it's about 20 to 30 minutes, but I wanted to go ahead and get the stream going for everybody looking for everything, because everybody starts looking for betas, downloads, and all that kind of stuff as soon as the event ends. So I wanted to go ahead and go live. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the beta coverage throughout the beta process. Obviously, I'm going to live stream this one as it's the main update. No, the update's not out yet. We're still waiting on the beta, the developer website to come back up. I have the system status right here so you can see it on the screen, but nothing as of yet. I'll go ahead and we can check. It should just pop up in settings as a normal update. We shouldn't have to do anything special. Shouldn't have to do anything special. It should just pop up right here. As you can see, we don't have anything yet. It's just the regular beta update. I'm probably gonna have to readjust this when I go to do the watch one, because I don't think, oh, maybe, I don't know, I might be able to. I have to angle it really far for you guys to be able to see it. When is the iPhone 17 coming? That's not coming until sometime in September, just like it always does. I don't know if it'll be safe to update. That's what we're gonna find out. That's why I like to live stream this, so you guys can kind of see firsthand installation, stability and stuff like that. But with it being a big redesign on the interface, sometimes that introduces some bugs that we don't usually see. So we'll have to wait and see how it pans out. But like I said, we're just waiting on Apple to actually release the beta. So as soon as it comes out, we will be installing. And I'm not expecting it to pop up right now, so I'm not going to refresh the phone a whole bunch of times because we're still waiting on the maintenance to finish. Yeah, I'm excited for the liquid glass part. I'm excited for iPadOS as well with the Windows. That looks pretty cool. Looks like that'll be pretty handy for people that are using multiple apps at once. You could make your own ID. What do you mean your own ID? Are you talking about like a driver's license ID? You can't make your own ID. The only thing they added to that is passport support. Yeah, no, you can't make your own. You can just add your passport now. You don't need an M1. It works. The windowing thing works on anything that has iPadOS 26. It's everything that gets the update. My opinion about the update, I think it's a really good one. I think it like everything that was rumored so far, I think we got. The only thing we didn't see is battery intelligence, but I did see a last minute leak that might not be coming until the new iPhones. That might be like a new iPhone feature. I don't really care about that too much though, so I was looking forward to the redesign and all that kind of stuff. So I'm glad we got that. All the betas are coming today. All the developer betas are coming out today, and then the public betas are coming out next month. Sleepy, the public beta comes in July. The developer beta should be out any minute now. What time? Nobody knows what time. It's just going to be anytime in the next few minutes. We're just waiting on the site to update. Yeah, the developer beta is free. You just have to sign up for the developer account, but you don't have to pay for it anymore. Yeah, there's still no option yet for 26 yet. We can fully close here and go back. But like I said, I can see the thing on the website. It's still not up yet. Oh, thank you, Preston, with another $1. Yeah, see, there's nothing up there yet. They locked your developer account? What do you mean? Usually there's like a new agreement you have to agree to right before WWDC. There's no need to restart my phone. I can see the developer system status. It still says maintenance in progress. What part of the website? I'm just on the developer website. On the system status thing, it's on the main. If you click account, um, if you click account right here, it says we'll be back soon, and then you can click the system status page, and you can see that there's software downloads, maintenance in progress, account maintenance in progress. Mr. Owl Cool, thank you for the sub. I'll give you guys a shout out for subs and super chats and everything when they come in. Like I said, I only get the notification for subscribers that pop up on here if you have your subscription set to public. Fazal Rabbi, thank you for the sub. So yeah, if you sub and your name doesn't pop up in the if your name doesn't pop up in the alert, that's because you don't have your subscription set to public, most likely. No AirPods features. I don't know. Sometimes they talk about AirPods, sometimes they don't. I did see an AirPods icon on one of the things. Sometimes during bigger events like this, where they have other bigger features to talk about, like the redesign and stuff like that, it just kind of gets left out, and you got to kind of figure it out on your own. So we'll have to see once everything releases if we see anything else. Black Knight March 26, Mr. Gamer GMR, and Tech Blocks, thank you for the sub. It looks like the alerts might be a little behind. I think a bunch of you guys just subbed at once. Yeah, there is a feature with the that was part of the camera thing on iPad for doing like a video recording. You can I don't think it was for taking pictures. I think it was for stopping and starting recording. And don't worry guys, I'm refreshing the website in the background, so as soon as the software updates thing goes back to available, then I'll start checking for updates. Because I can, like I said, I can see it on here without checking for updates on my phone. Last year for the beta update, it took like 20 or 30 minutes before it started rolling out. What iPhone am I going to test it on? It's my 16 Pro Max. 16 Pro Max, iPad Air M3, and a 2025 MacBook Air, and then my Apple Watch Series 10. Yeah, to get the update, you have to go to your settings, but you have to go on to developer.apple.com. You have to sign up for the free developer account before you get the developer option. So you won't get this developer option unless you go on to developer.apple.com and sign up for a free developer account. You can't do that right now because it's still in maintenance, so it's not available right now. You have to wait until it comes back up. Why can't you sign up as a developer? You don't have to pay for it anymore. You don't have to have a paid account for the betas. You just have to have the free one. And they said the iPad features. They said the iPad features, as far as like the Windows stuff, that comes to all iPads that can run iPadOS 26. You don't have to have an M series iPad for it. The beta comes out today. It's the public beta that comes out next month. The betas basically have to come out today because they use the betas for the rest of the the rest of the week of WWDC. And here's Mac Rumors. There's a screenshot from the event right there, developer beta today, just in case anybody is curious. So we're just waiting on system status. Again, it still says maintenance in progress. So we're not missing anything. We're just waiting on Apple at this point. No, there's not a set time for it to release. It'll come up here in a minute. It takes a little bit for it to pop up. They didn't give a support list for they didn't give a support list for iOS 26 yet. Here, I can pull it up on the, let's see, it's on the Apple website, it looks like already. Taylor Aga, thank you for the subscription. Sorry if I mess up any of your guys' names. Let's see, it's usually on the bottom. So iPhone SE, second generation and later. Somebody said, what was it, the iPhone XS? iPhone XS, no. None of the 10s, no XS, no XR. So SE, second generation, and then the iPhone 11, 12, 13, all of those. 14, 15, and then obviously 16s, all those. For iPadOS, we have the iPad mini, 5th gen and later. The iPad mini A17 Pro. I don't know why that has a separate. I guess these are ones that are currently still for sale. You can click on them and go to the webpage for them. Yeah, to like buy one or something. So iPad Air M2. So you haven't. No, I don't think they had an M1 iPad Air. iPad Air M2, iPad Air M3, which is what I have. iPad Pro 11-inch, iPad Pro 12.9-inch, third generation and later, and then the iPad Pro M4. And then watchOS. All the way down to Series 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Ultra 1 and 2, and then the SE second generation. Can you install iPadOS on MacBook? No. The MacBook won't just magically become a touchscreen. The MacBook doesn't have a touchscreen. And then there's the Macs. So Mac Studio 2022 and later, Mac Pro 2019 and later, Mac Mini 2020 and later, which I think is the M1 Mac Mini. iMac 2020 and later, MacBook Pro 16-inch 2019, MacBook Pro 13-inch 2020, 4 Thunderbolt 3 ports, MacBook Pro with Apple Silicon 2020 and later, and MacBook Air with Apple Silicon 2020 and later. So we only have a couple more Macs in terms of only a couple more Intel Macs that are supporting Apple, that are supporting updates still, and then after that we're going to be only on Apple Silicon Macs. So it'll be interesting to see how that changes things. We don't know if it's safe or not because the beta hasn't rolled out yet, so we can't answer that. The iPad 9, I think so. I'm pretty sure it was. It's iPad 8th generation and later. The AI, I mean, yeah, Larry, I think the AI features, that didn't really change. That's just going to be the Apple Intelligence devices still. That's the support for that didn't change or anything. And thank you for the super chat. Yeah, we're still waiting. It still has software downloads as down currently, so we're not, like I said, we're not missing anything. We're waiting on Apple. Nobody can install yet, so don't worry. You're not missing anything. You will be the first to know. Stage Manager. I think Stage Manager is I don't know. We'll have to check that out because they didn't specifically mention anything about whether it was changing to that. I think the expose is only when you're running multiple windows. I think you might still be able to do like a Stage Manager kind of deal. Yeah, the developer betas always come out today because the developers need to install the betas for the rest of WWDC. It's kind of the whole event. My Life Docs, thank you for the subscribe. I missed a bunch of subscriptions while I was reading off the support list. Russ Murray, thank you for the subscribe. And welcome back to the Kendra family. Thank you for the subscription. My favorite thing about the Apple event is probably the redesign. I'm interested to see how that works and how that looks, because we've seen pictures of it and rumors and leaks and all that kind of stuff. But I want to see how it actually looks on my device. Is dev update eligible for beta public account? What do you mean the beta public account? Are you talking, you can get the beta on the free account if that's what you're asking. Chris Animates, thank you for the subscription. Like I said, if your alert doesn't pop up, you probably just don't have your subscription set to public. I can't update it now because the update hasn't come out yet. I'm not just sitting here talking for no reason. I'm waiting on the update. Thank you to everybody subscribing. Like I said, I can see a list of people subscribing if you have your subscription set to public. If you put it in chat, I may miss it, but I'm trying to keep up with everybody. Scott Stars, thank you for the subscription. When is the update coming? We're any minute now. We shouldn't be too much longer. Hopefully within the next like 5 or 10 minutes we see something. I'll refresh the page again. Still maintenance in progress on the page. So legit, Deidre Jones, thank you for the subscription. Legit Peps, if that's how you pronounce it, thank you for the subscription. Gaming 4555, thank you for the subscription. iPhone 11, iOS 19 doesn't exist. It's iOS 26, but the iPhone 11 will get iOS 26. Yes. Yeah, Russ, I've got the status thing up here, so that's why I'm not refreshing my phone a bunch. I have the status page pulled up so I can see when the software updates thing goes live again. But right now it's still marked as maintenance in progress. So yeah, nothing yet on my phone. The 10s Max is not getting iOS 26. It is the 11 and higher. And if you guys want to make your comment stand out, I have the goal set for super chat. So if you leave a super chat, your comment will stand out a little bit more. Than they're flying by kind of quick, so everybody's asking so many questions. So super chats do get priority in the comments if you guys want to help out the channel. Mark Alfred, thank you for the subscription. Chelsea, I'm not going to try the last name. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, next year will be iOS 27. They're naming it after the years now. So because iOS 26 is going to be carrying us a majority into 20. Yes, it's 2025. Everybody understands that. But because it is going to be carrying us into a majority of 2026, that's why it's called that, just like car models. There's risk of bugs and performance issues? Yes. Preston, thank you for the another super chat. Yes, there are risk of bugs, as always. I mean, there's always a risk of bugs in betas, but we'll have to see how bad it is. You know, they haven't been bad in the past few versions. You know, iOS 17, iOS 18 were pretty stable. There weren't too many issues there. But with the new redesign and stuff like that, who knows what that can introduce. So it's all just about, you know, we'll have to try it when we get it. And we're waiting on it right now. So as soon as it updates, you guys will be the first to know. I'm going to install it on my iPhone, iPad. No, the iPhone XR is not getting iOS 26. The iPhone XR, iPhone XS, any of the 10 series are not getting excuse me, are not getting any of the updates going forward. They didn't mention it when the AI stuff will be available. I'm assuming most of it will probably be in beta 1, because usually if the AI suite of stuff is going to be later on, they'll say something about it, but they didn't say anything about it, so we'll have to see. There is no iOS 19, it's iOS 26, but the public version is coming out in September sometime. Yeah, I'm going to be installing iOS. I'm going to be installing iPadOS as well. I have my iPad right here. We're just waiting on the beta to release. I'm still checking. I have it up on my other screen here. I've still got it up on the screen right here. Will I be getting watchOS 26? Yes, I'll be installing watchOS 26 on my Series 10. I'm going to do the iPhone first so it's updated. Once the iPhone's done updating, I'll start the watch update, the iPad update, and the Mac update. I've got my MacBook Pro plugged into my capture card so we can live stream the update without having to restart the computer I'm streaming on. Mouse, I don't know what you mean by streaming services. I mean, iPadOS supports mouse and keyboard in apps. I don't know about games. I don't really play. I mean, you should be able to use a mouse to click around in games, yes. As far as like what extent you can use it for, like gaming wise, I'm not too sure. Hardcore Metsam 1K FKFR JT, you know who you are. Thank you for subscribing. The iPhone SE second generation and up supports it. So the iPhone SE second generation, the iPhone SE in 7 minutes. That's kind of a random time. That would be like 3:11, but okay. Yeah, so SE second generation and third generation, which is the 5G SE with the home button. I don't think it's out yet. I'm checking right now though. I'm watching Brandon Butch as well. He's not saying anything about it being live. I also have Discord notifications turned on. I will get a bunch of Discord alerts on my phone when the beta releases, and so far I haven't gotten anything. So yeah, there's nothing as of yet. I will see it as soon as it comes out. I just restarted the settings app and everything. It's not here yet. Oh, okay. Hold on. We have it. We've got it. Let me switch back to the. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna put this in full screen now. All right. So it just popped up on my iPhone here, on my 16 Pro Max. That's Colton. He's TK's Garage in the chat right here. You guys see the messages popping up. All right, so we're going to switch to that. We're going to go back. I'm going to back up a little bit so you can see the whole screen here. It's probably going to take a second. Everybody's trying to download at the same time. We all know how it is. Looking at the, okay, I'm going to, holy Jesus, 14.86 gigabytes coming from the latest update of iOS 18. So that is quite an update. Yeah, 14.86 gigabytes on the iPhone. iPadOS, yes, iPadOS should be out now as well. I'll go ahead and get, since they're such large updates, I'm going to go ahead and get the updates going on kind of like everything. So we'll go here. Obviously the iPad is the same process. Sorry, the screen's really smudged up here in the light. All right, so beta pops up right there. I don't have anything I can stand the iPad up on, unfortunately. 16.8 gigabytes on your 16 Pro Max? Wow. 13.82 gigabytes on the iPad Air. I'm going to kind of let that just do its thing back over here. It's just the install screen, so we don't need a whole bunch of install screens going at the same time. I'm guessing the new UI is making this a very, very large update. 24.32 gigabytes on the 16 Pro. You must have been behind an update or something, because it's not. I don't think it would be that big. As far as the system status page still says everything's down, but clearly it just came back up. So we're going to ignore that for now. Actually, so that's kind of funny. The system status page is now showing that it's down itself. So we're going to close this. We're going to pop settings up here on this, and this computer does not have a beta on it yet. It has not run the beta before, so we're going to turn it on macOS 26 Tahoe right here. We're going to let that check for an update as well. I'm just going to start this update on macOS. We're going to look at the size real quick, and then I'll switch it back to the phone while that updates. Eight gigabytes on iPad 9. Seems to be downloading pretty quick, so we shouldn't have too many too many server issues. 25 gigabytes. What version are you coming from? See, macOS is only 7.05, so macOS is actually smaller than the rest of them, which is kind of funny. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty big. They're really big updates. All right, so macOS is downloading. That's plugged into Ethernet, so it's probably going to go a bit quicker. So we're going to let the iPhone keep going here. I'm going to let the iPhone finish its update before I start watchOS, just because watchOS, the update's going to get interrupted when I have to restart the iPhone anyway. So if you guys are not subscribed, click that subscribe button. Like I said, Super Chats will get their questions answered priority. So if you want to see something in the beta, if you have a question or want me to show something in the beta, I'm going to show off everything. But if there's something that you missed or want to go back to, just so I don't have to keep circling back over and over and over again, Super Chats are going to get priority on that. So they do support the channel. I have the goal up there. We're already at 3 out of 10. My Mac is downloading, yes. Okay, so it did change to 3.34 gigabytes when it started. It said like 7 something before, but it is downloading relatively quickly. So for everybody downloading it, the servers don't seem to be too bad or anything like that. I'm going to switch over so you guys can see the chat still. I'll put it back in full screen once we actually get you know, the beta running and everything, but it's just downloading for right now. So that way you guys can still see the chat on screen. Again, I don't want to mess up your name, but to the person that just subscribed, Olson is your last name. Thank you for the subscription. Oop, phone fell asleep. Wake up. Wake up. If you're not seeing the developer beta option, make sure you have signed up for the free developer account. If you haven't signed up for the free developer account, you're not going to get the developer beta option in settings. I had to delete Fortnite to download it. Yes, it's iOS 26. In case you weren't watching the event, all the software is now 26. Jack Salzman, thank you for the subscription. New GTA 5 on iPad. Yeah, there was a boot loop issue on. I don't think that was the first beta though. That was like into the betas a little bit. Mine says 15 hours remaining. So hopefully, okay, now it's back to 3 minutes. Okay, good. We don't want 15 hours. I can't stream that long. Dicon 2687. Thank you for the subscription. Yes, this is the update to iOS 18, Mr. T. There must be a lot more Apple Intelligence stuff that's downloading. We can look at the size of Apple Intelligence once it's done updating. We can see how much space that's taking. Ash's Prince, thank you for the subscription. Mr. T, thank you for the subscription. Again, if you don't pop up on the alerts, you probably don't have your subscription's set to public so it doesn't pop up for the alert. The phone app, yes, the phone app comes on iPad and Mac now. Battery health, I mean, the update's not going to really decrease the battery health in and of itself. I mean, the only thing that really makes a beta do that is if the beta has bad battery life and you're charging more often because of it. But installing the beta itself is not going to affect your battery health, you know, unless that happens. This iPhone is an iPhone 16 Pro Max. The watchOS should be out now too. I am going to install watchOS, but I'm going to wait for the phone to finish because I have to install it off, you know, from the phone. Your iPhone's probably not boot looping. It's probably just installing it. It reboots a couple times when you install it. Brian, thank you for the subscription. You're not going to lose data, but you do want to back up. You do want to back up iOS 18 because you can't use a newer update. So if you go from iOS, if you install iOS 26 and you do a backup, you can't take an iOS 26 backup and use it in iOS 18. You can use an iOS 18 backup on iOS 26 because you're going from old to new. You can't go from new to old. It doesn't go backwards. So make sure you save your iOS 18 backup in case you need to restore, because to go backwards, you are going to have to wipe your device. So just keep that in mind. iTechLearn, thank you for the subscription. Green Cub 22, thank you for the subscription. Mine's going back and forth between like 3 minutes and 3 hours and 15 hours and all this kind of stuff. So Dax in France, thank you for the subscription. Yeah, mine is on the download. It's like halfway, now it's back to 9 minutes, so it doesn't really know. It's almost to the point where it's preparing the update, so hopefully we should be all good. Yeah, mine's going back and forth between like 3 minutes and 4 hours and all kinds of stuff. My iPad says 4 minutes remaining. So we'll see. Yes, this is the beta. This is the developer beta. Next month in July, the public beta will come out, and then it should be released to the public in September, probably right around the iPhone event, like it always is. It's acting like when you're opening OS X Internet Recovery. I don't know what you mean by that because the iPhone doesn't have Internet Recovery. Yeah, as soon as it finishes downloading, it'll speed up because it'll be. I mean, it might take a while to prepare the update though because it is it was like 13 gigs or something like that. Oh yeah, when you launch Internet Recovery, how it goes from 3 seconds. See, now it just said update requested, and then it started again. And it says 34 minutes. So I don't know. My internet speed is 2.5 gigabits download speed. But my Wi-Fi access points are only gigabits, so the fastest I can get on a Wi-Fi connection or a wired connection is gigabit. But I can get combined 2.5 if it's different devices. Now we're back down to 1 minute, and the iPad's at 12 hours. macOS 26, on the other hand, has finished downloading, and it is preparing the update. That says about 30 minutes, so we'll see how long that actually takes, but it's done with the download, so it's doing everything locally now. Apple Intelligence does not support the iPhone 14. Apple Intelligence was iPhone 15 and up. The iPhone XR and iPhone 10, no, none of the 10 series. It's 11 and up. They didn't mention anything specifically about the AirPods. The only thing they mentioned about AirPods, update-wise, was the fact that you can use the button on the AirPods to start and stop recording on the iPad. Like if you're doing like a video or something like that, or maybe audio recording too. That you can use that. You can do a long press to stop and start the recording, but I don't think that's really an AirPods update feature. I think it's kind of just if you hold the button on there, it's going to control it in iPadOS. I don't think, does the iPad mini? I don't think the iPad mini. Yeah, 5th generation and later. I'm not sure. No, you won't lose your data when you update. If you downgrade, you'll lose your data, but you're not on an update. It's not only Pro Maxes, it's just the 15 Pro and then any of the 16s. No, the developer beta is not paid. You don't have to have a paid account anymore. Okay, good news. The phone is now preparing and the iPad is now preparing. So they're both preparing. iPhone 15, no. Apple Intelligence is only available on the 15 Pro, not the regular 15s. Good night. Thanks for watching. The iPad Air, yes, the iPad Air is supported. The M2 iPad Air and up. Yeah, you don't have, there is a paid developer account, but you don't have to have the paid account. You only need the paid account to publish to the App Store and some other things, but not to download the beta. There should be a free option. If you're already logged into the free option, then you should just have to go back to your settings and you should see the beta updates option on the top. They didn't talk about Siri. The Siri thing was something they announced last year with the Siri 2.0. That's kind of been delayed though. That's not going to be an iOS update, I don't think. That's just going to be a Siri update later on when it's ready. Krish Coley, thank you for the subscription. I think I forgot to mention you. Yeah, if you're worried about installing the beta, I mean, you can always see how it goes. You can always see how it goes now, and then you can do it later on. Sumit, there is no beta profile certificate. Apple hasn't used beta profiles in years. I think Tucker's about to get banned because I think he's... Tucker, if you start to do what I think you are about to do, I'm going to ban you. What doesn't work on 15 Pro Max? I mean, Lorenzo, I haven't really had battery life issues on the past few betas. I mean, with the new processors and stuff like that being pretty efficient, I don't really, I haven't had like, major battery issues in a few years. My internet speed is 2.5 gigs down, but my access points and my Ethernet are all gigabit. So the max I can get on one specific device is gigabit, but overall, shared devices total bandwidth is 2.5. CR7, 2.5 gigabits down. Yeah, iPad is getting pretty close to macOS. I think they'll still keep them separate though. Yes, if your iPad supports iOS 26, then you have the window mode. The window mode is not limited to any specific hardware. As long as it supports the update, then you have that feature they said. .3D photos, I don't know. iOS 18 will probably continue to get updates until 26 is public, yes. No, you don't have to have the Magic Keyboard for window mode. You can still use it with the touchscreen. It just works with window mode, with the keyboard as well. I don't know if they're safe to update. We'll have to see. This is the first beta, so I can't tell you whether they're good or not. Yeah, they're very, very large updates, so hopefully we'll have some no, I don't think unsupported devices for Stage Manager will end up getting Stage Manager. They had reasons Stage Manager didn't come to certain hardware. I don't know if this new thing is kind of replacing that, if it's like a revamp of it. But we'll have to see if Stage Manager is still there. I will check that when my iPad is done installing and see if it still has Stage Manager. No, they didn't say anything. No Stage Manager for iPhone. The only thing that was slightly rumored that we didn't get are the ability to plug your iPhone into a display, like Stage Manager on the iPad. And yes, if all the people asking if I'm excited, yes, I am. Okay, so my Mac is now restarting, so it looks like my Mac is going to be the first one done. I put it up on screen, but the Mac is open, so there's nothing on the capture card. It's on the Mac screen. So once it boots back up, we'll be able to take a look at macOS. You do need a developer account, yes, but you don't need the paid one. You can use the free developer account, but you still have to do the sign up on the website and agree to the terms and everything. Yeah, I'll show macOS. I have my MacBook Air plugged into my capture card, so I can show it when it's done updating. If you just go to the Apple website, go to the Apple website. It has all the. You can just click iOS. It doesn't matter which one you click, and then it's got iOS, macOS, iPadOS, watchOS, all the tabs on the top. It's all the way at the very bottom. Like, it's like the second to last thing on the on each page. It has the list of devices that are supported. When does the US get what updates? We're already getting the beta. Okay, my iPad is now restarting. I'm gonna turn this light a little bit. It might get darker, but get rid of the reflection a little bit. Okay, so iPad is, that didn't, there we go. I'm gonna turn that off for right now. And it's installing this way, so that is installing, and then this one is still updating. I'm gonna switch you guys over to the large screen here. Wrong screen. Let me zoom out so you guys can see everything. Okay, iPhone's ready. Install now. So the Mac was first, iPhone, iPad. I haven't started the Apple TV yet just because I'm still watching somebody stream on there. But I will, I'll update that here in a second. Let me see. I'm trying to focus on all this stuff. The screen's changing and everything, so it's like what? Nope, no iPhone XR. iPhone and 11 up. iPhone 11 and up. I'm doing it with my whole ecosystem, but I have other, like if this goes totally wrong, which, I mean, rare that would happen, but I mean, it's possible. I do have other devices. Burke, thank you for the subscription. macOS is taking its time. The bar doesn't look to be moving all too much. No, this is the iPad. This is the latest iPad Air. The M3 Air. Can we do a State of the Union watch party? I've never really paid attention to a State of the Union. I'm not going to stop this for that. This is way more of what everybody wants to see. I only had like 10 viewers for the watch party. And we have over 500 right now for this, so. Yeah, this is my main phone. I have this iPhone. It's the iPhone 16 Pro Max. It's my main iPhone. Yes, I have a Pixel, I have a S25 Ultra, I have the Motorola Razr. So it's not like, I mean, if the beta is too buggy, I can just switch to one of my other phones. It may not be an iPhone, but I can, I have other devices that I can use. Sierra stuff, I've seen a couple people say it's boot looping, but I mean, we can't turn back now, so. Vladimir De La Cruz, thank you for the subscription. No, I don't think battery intelligence is a thing. That was just a rumor. We don't know exactly. We don't know when we were going to see that. If that was coming in 26, if that's coming to the new phones. I did see a rumor earlier today that it may be something. Coming to the new iPhones. You can revert it back to iOS 18, yes, but you do have to wipe your phone. So you have to have an update. You can't, if you do a backup in iOS 26, you can't use your 26 backup in iOS 18. So you need to keep an iOS 18 backup if you plan on going back or for some reason you want to go back. And 3BR7EEM, thank you for the subscription. How to get the beta? You need to sign up for the free beta, free developer account, developer.apple.com, and then it'll be in your settings. Obviously, there's some people trolling about their phones blowing up and stuff. I don't think they're actually boot looping. People are, your phone's going to restart 2 or 3 times before it comes on. Automation, I don't know. I see you keep saying, please let me know, but I don't know. I didn't see your question. Borches, thank you for the subscription. Toyota. Looks like Toyota subscribed to me. Send me a truck. Hook me up. Oh, we got the iPad. iPad was first. iPhone's kind of taking its time, but here we have we've got our first look at the new UI. So there's the new numbers right there for entering your passcode. All right, so software update has been completed. So here's the multi-touch. I need to wipe this off. I don't have any like spray or anything in here. Jeez. You can't tell how bad the fingerprints are until you put it like on camera or like in the light or something. So you can set it whether you want to use always full screen apps or if you want to launch full screen apps and like resize to windowed apps. So you have the option to keep it just full screen. We're going to obviously use the windowed ones. Hit get started. So here's our first look at kind of the new icons and everything. You can really tell in like camera, the home app, even looks like it's doing it to like third-party icons too. We're gonna do something real quick. I just want to see. Edit, we're gonna go to customize. And then, so we have default, dark, clear, tinted. So there's no auto option. Then we can change the size. Oh, okay, there is an auto option. So you can do dark clear ones, which is pretty cool. Or you can do light clear ones. And if you put it on dark mode, you can change it always or auto. So you can still do that. But these are the clear ones. I think that looks pretty cool right there. And it works pretty well with other like third-party icons. I mean, you can see like YouTube and stuff. It's not like entirely clear. I mean, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's just, okay, yeah, it is. So you can see how it kind of changes with the background. We'll open up, let's see, what's a good app to open? We'll open up the App Store here. So that is the windowed mode. You can see it goes right into the windowed mode. Let's see if I hover with the Apple Pencil. Let me connect it real quick. So you can close it with the Apple Pencil. And then like they said in the video, when you open up an app that was already in a window, it reopens to a window again. And then, so yes, when you hover the Apple Pencil over this, you can see it does, I'm not touching the screen, it does increase the size of those, or you can tap them to do it as well. And then you can put the app right back in full screen. So that is really cool. Volume UI is pretty much the same. Let's pop into settings. So I'm going to take it out of dark mode real quick just so we can see. What is that? I don't know what that changed. So it looks like the previous stage manager button right here turns on and off the windowed mode. So as you can see, if I turn that toggle off, the little resize thing goes away. So I think that did replace stage manager. And sorry if I'm not, yes, there is a large icon option. I'll show you here in a second. Sorry if I'm not reading the comments. I'm, looking at this screen right now. So give me a second. I'll get back to some comments. So we do have a new little battery bar up here. And it does look like it has some intelligent stuff. I mean, um, we have you're using more battery than you usually do by 3:38 p.m. So maybe there is a little bit of intelligence here. We've still got your cycle count. All that kind of stuff is still normal right there. I don't have anything to plug this in here right now at this second because my iPhone's plugged into it. But we'll plug this in here and see if this shows us anything about charge time or anything like that. Maybe they just didn't mention it. So yes, there is still the regular option for, and you can see the little thing they were talking about here at the menu too. You can kind of drag and it kind of like bounces. But if you go to customize, you can still do the large icons. It's right there. Same thing for the wallpaper brightness. You can still do dark and auto icons as well. I've got it on clear right now, but you can do dark clear icons as well. So if you prefer a darker theme, you can still have the clear icons with the darker theme. So there's that. We're gonna wait for the iPhone to finish because that's kind of what everybody wants to see. I'm gonna read the comments again while we wait on the iPhone to finish. Put the chat back up here. I don't know why there's people surprised that it's going to make your device hot and laggy. It's a beta. That's kind of, there's trade-offs for installing this early. I don't have a mouse for my iPad right this second. Yes, the text still goes away with the large icons. So that didn't change. The text still does go away with the large icons. iPhone's taking its sweet time. I'm gonna so if you change, it's the same process for changing this. If you change them to large, the text does go away. Oh yeah, that is one thing. I didn't notice that until somebody just said something. No, there are no round icons. The icons are still the same shape. They're just glassy. No, I don't think you can disable text under the small icons. And my iPhone is now on, so we're gonna put the iPad to the side real quick. And we're gonna pop open the iPhone here. Let's see. All right, let me. All right, same thing. We get this new update screen asking if you want to turn on automatic updates. We're going to keep it on automatically download only. Of course, we don't have any options for, multitasking windows or anything on the iPhone because there are none. So here's the new settings. I'm going to put this in light mode for a second. So you can kind of see the new toggle switch design and everything like that right there. Again, here we have the battery. I've got the battery percentage turned off, but changing that does not seem to really change the UI appearance or anything like that. We do have a new power mode, adaptive power. That's new. When your iPhone battery usage is higher than usual, iPhone can make small performance adjustments to extend your battery life, including slightly lowering the display brightness or allowing some activities to take a little longer. Low power mode may turn on at 20%. Okay, so we can turn that on. We have low power mode off. So the adaptive power is new. So we'll turn that on and mess around with that. That didn't seem to be in the iPad. I don't remember seeing that. This is all still the same. I don't know why the people are saying oh, it is lagging. Okay. I don't know why the stream is lagging because I'm not dropping any frames. and my speed is still, I can see the speed here in OBS, and it's still it's not dropping for me. So I don't know why it's doing that. Ooh, we have the new back button up here too. So instead of the big bar up top, it's just a little back button. And it looks like the search bar is now on the bottom of the screen. As you can see, the phone was getting a little warm there doing the update, so it did dim down. We'll have to go around. Obviously, there's going to be a bunch of little small changes and stuff like that that Apple didn't mention. So we're going to have to go through, go through the whole UI and kind of see. I'm obviously going to have a full video on everything, on some major changes and stuff like that we missed. Can I see it? Yeah, you can still swipe. That still works. It's kind of weird how it does that too. Like when you let go, you can see the page follows you, but as soon as you let go, it just kind of goes away. That's pretty cool. The Apple Intelligence stuff, that looks to be the same. Obviously, we weren't expecting any new. Yeah, there's definitely a new back animation. When you let go of the screen, it kind of just like flicks the app out of the way. Yeah, you can't do both sides. You have to go left or right. Battery health, all that kind of stuff is still the same. But we do have, like I said, so there is this new thing right here with the daily usage. You're using a similar amount. So it does tell you whether you're using kind of the same or, more or less than usual. Hold on, I'll get to the lock screen in a second for everybody wanting to see. But I do have the adaptive power mode on, so we'll try that. That appears to be new, where the iPhone can kind of like limit itself if it needs to. We have a new clock icon. There's no like border around it. But yeah, let me put it on the charger. I'll do the MagSafe Qi 2 charger real quick. We'll see. So we have the exact same animation here for MagSafe charging. There's no update there. Looks like we have color. I don't remember that icon being colored down there before for messages. It is kind of a little choppy, fading in and out. I do notice that. Let's see. Let me go into battery again while it's plugged in. What does this do? That kind of just explains charging. But you can see fully charged. Let me put it on. Let me put it on the iPad real quick. I'm gonna just use this cable here. I'm gonna get the watch beta installing here in a second. Hold on, everybody, stop. If you don't keep spamming the chat. If you spam the chat, one, I'm not gonna do your request, and two, I'm just gonna block you because I can't watch my screen and I can't show you guys stuff at the same time. So if you're gonna type all caps or if you're gonna spam it, then I'm just gonna delete it and I'll do it when I feel like it. I told you guys, if you want something specific, super chats get priority. All right, so yeah, it doesn't look like there's any kind of like charging time or anything on there for anybody curious there. It does say charging and it does give you a battery bar, but it doesn't appear to give you any type of like time or anything like that. It does tell you when you last charged to 88% now, so it does do that. Now we'll come back to that in a second. Hold on, I want to show you guys. macOS is ready to go as well, so I'm going to switch you guys. Hold on one second. All right, so sorry, I had to take a call. macOS is done. It's sharing the wrong screen to the capture card, but I'm going to switch this over, and we're gonna take a look at macOS real quick. I will come back to the other devices here in a second, but I want to show macOS because that's a pretty big update as well. All right, so let me get rid of a bunch of this stuff that automatically open. Oh my gosh. Go away. Go. Bye. Okay. Let's see here. Get this dock up here. There we go. So you can see the dock here. I do like the fact that this is now like fully transparent, so you don't have that weird bar up there. That looks really nice, especially on external monitors. We have a new trash can. The trash can is now square, as you can see right there. Show the new icons are looking. Let's see. Then we have settings. I like the way settings looks in here. It looks a little better. It doesn't look as like half put together. I want to see how can you change the icon? I guess the icons just change with dark mode. Let's see. Is that? Yeah, I don't see. I think they just changed the dark mode still. But that's kind of the weather. The weather widget down here is kind of being weird, but oh no. Yeah, the weather widget down here is kind of being weird. It's just showing some clouds. There's no text on it or anything. Okay, that's weird. But we'll have to play around with that. I'm going to download it on my Mac Mini as well. The iPhone SE, the iPhone SE second generation, whichever one that one is, does. So we'll go back to the iPhone because people were asking about some stuff. So when you unlock it, there's the like unlock animation. It seems to have a little bit of a more animated app icons. They kind of like fall into place and they poof out. As you can see, when I lock it, kind of like explode in your face. Apple Intelligence didn't get more intelligent. It's basically the same. It's that they haven't updated that yet. You can see there's kind of a little bit of lag there with the app icons updating. I don't know if that's because looks like it'd be a one-time deal right there with the app icons kind of being weird. I don't know why the stream keeps lagging. It's not doing that for me. It's got to be something with YouTube because I'm not dropping frames or anything like that. The camera, here is the camera interface. So you can see you have your different modes down here. You can flip between them right there. It's not really laggy. No, I mean, there's a couple spots where it gets where it stutters a little bit, but it seems to be like a one-time thing where like, you know, the icons have to load in here, but it only does it once. And then it seems to improve. So not really, no. That's what notifications look like. So that's a Slack notification right there. They look pretty cool. They have a nice little animation. Let's see, here's Control Center. I really like how Control Center doesn't block the view. It literally is almost like see-through. That looks really nice. Still have the same thing for your flashlight where you can control the beam and stuff like that if you're on, I think this is an iPhone 16 Pro feature. I don't think you can do that on other ones. Somebody wanted to see Apple Music. So this is what it looks like. This is where you do, I'll just play whatever this is, the U2 song. Obviously I have to mute it, but that's the interface right there. We have the search bar. It goes down to the bottom like that, like they were showing. Home button, all that down there. I like how that looks. But yeah, no, it doesn't seem to be laggy or anything like that. Like I said, we do have a new clock icon. Yes, this is iOS 26. Obviously, we'll have to wait too for we'll have to wait for some third-party apps to update too before we start seeing like widgets and stuff like that and app icons kind of look right. Somebody they showed a new like X app with the. Yeah, I don't think it's been updated for everybody. Because it doesn't do it on here, but they showed a new X app where the bottom bar went away. I'm pretty sure that's what the app they were showing was. So this is what settings look like. Settings is still laid out the same, but it's, you know, just got the new kind of design language. But nothing new in terms of like what you can do with notifications or anything like that. If you have more than one microphone connected, this is where you can change the microphone you're using. So you can see my AirPods just popped up. You can set it to just the iPhone microphone, or you can have it on automatic, which will, if I put my AirPods on, it'll switch over to that. You've got your haptic settings here for ringtones and alerts. Always play in silent mode. Don't play in silent mode or never play. Same keyboard settings. You can't change the. This is new, late night mode. I don't know what late night mode does. I'm assuming it probably adjusts the volume or something, but I don't know for what because it doesn't say, so that's new. Same thing here for the action button. That didn't change or anything like that. Let me put this back in dark mode so it's a little easier to see. The mouse support doesn't, the scrolling doesn't change on iPadOS. It's just the mouse cursor. But yeah, so that's what the battery mode looks like. The top up there, as you can see. But I like how there's no big giant bar on the top. I'm still waiting to see what this adaptive power mode does. I'm guessing if it doesn't think your battery is going to last as long as you usually use it for, that it'll start making some adjustments. That's basically what it says. Is the iPhone overheating? No, it's not. I'll have to test that later. I don't have a mouse that I can use with my iPad right this second. I don't know if the 3D photo thing is on here yet. I don't remember how you do it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the 3D photos thing is. After you take a photo? I'm not sure where. I'm not sure where it is. But we'll look at that later. I don't, there's still some stuff I'm gonna have to find. I can put it on clear. I think that looks pretty cool. It's like a black and white home screen now. I kind of like the dark mode ones though with the with that look. Does it look better in real life? I mean, I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah, you can see all the icons have to load in when I shift pages sometimes. I think that's just after changing the layout though. So we'll have to see how that goes. No, there's the glass UI is not a setting. That's how it is. You can't turn it on or off. Oh, let me get the watch. Oh, here's the new apps, by the way, the games app and the preview app. So preview, you can just open like files and stuff like that. It's just a PDF viewer. I mean, it's nothing, nothing crazy, but there's that. I'm gonna move it over here to utilities. And then I don't need, that's the new 3D touch menu, by the way, or not 3D touch, but haptic touch, I guess. And this is the new kind of pop-up menu. Just gonna remove that from the home screen. I don't need that on there. What was I gonna do? Oh, the watch. So we're gonna go in here, beta update, watchOS 26. We're gonna go back. I'm gonna have to put this on the charger to get it to install the update, as we all know. So I'm going to pop this out kind of somewhere where we can see it. It's called iOS 26 because of the year that it's going to be released in 2025, but a majority of it's going to be in 2026. So it's kind of like a car model year, where cars coming out late in the year don't. I already did Apple Music. Cars coming out late in the year are the next year model year. Download and install. Agree. All right, so the watchOS beta is installing. All right, so I'm gonna put this back up with the chat on here while this installs, and I'm gonna get my Apple TV install going as well. I don't have a way to show the Apple TV on here, but that way we can I can take a look at it anyway. It looks like Brandon stopped streaming, I think. Either that or he's switched streams to the beta. Nope, I don't think he is live anymore. But anyway, let me go to settings on my Apple TV. Software updates, beta updates on, okay. tvOS, let's see, get beta updates. Oh, I didn't see a size on that one, but I don't know if widgets still work. I'm assuming they probably do. The widgets didn't really change how they work, so they should still work. I showed the iPad earlier in the stream. I mean, the iPad's pretty much, other than the Windows, is pretty much fundamentally the same as iOS. Export note to Markdown. I don't remember that being a thing, but okay. Let me see. Okay, so I just saved a text note that I had to Markdown and just saved it to downloads. And it just saved it in a little folder right there. So, I mean, that's the gist of it. Just have that note right there. Hit the little share button, export as Markdown, and you can, choose where you want it to go. watchOS says 6 minutes remaining, so we'll see how long that takes. My Apple TV is still thinking about it. Yeah, Apple Pay still works. It's not like Google Pay where it has to have like the security thing. It doesn't do that. I don't know if you can put the passport on there yet. I think they said that was coming soon. I don't think that's in there yet. Let me look at the wallet app off screen here. Yeah, you can't do a passport yet. It's just the states. Oh, there's a new keyboard. This was Colton. He was the one commenting in here earlier. But that's the new keyboard in Messages. Let me see. Let me go. Let's see. Where else can we get a keyboard? So this is the new Safari where it literally goes like top to bottom. And then that's the keyboard. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. I like that keyboard. Yeah, it looks very clean, and like, I mean, this is beta 1. Obviously, like the phone's cooling down. It was a little warm after it updated, obviously, but it's cooling down. It seems to be running pretty well. Things have to optimize. I mean, this is a big UI update. There's going to be things that have to do. I don't know how to check Apple Intelligence in Turkish. I'm in the US, so I can't help you there. It's going to have to optimize and do things in the background for a little while. It hasn't really been plugged in yet either, so it's going to take a while. It's going to have to be plugged in before it does that. I like these menus right here too, how they look. As you can see, we've dropped, it's 93%. It was 99% 17 minutes ago, but we're downloading the watchOS update. Things are happening in the background, stuff like that. So we're not going to judge the battery life in the first 5 minutes. The screen's been on the whole time. There's a lot going on here, so we're not gonna say battery life's good or bad right now. We're gonna have to give it a day or two. before I comment on that. So we'll see how the battery life goes, but right now I'm not too worried about it. All right, so I'm just gonna pop, let's see. Oh, okay, I figured out what I was trying to, oh, that wasn't the weather widget that was jacked up. That was the photos widget was scrolling through photos and it was the clouds. I don't know, I don't remember having widgets on my Mac, so I don't know why they're there. Okay, let me just get this back up here. I'm gonna pull up the Mac again. Let me make this other display my main display. Where is displays? Did they move this again? Appearance. Oh, displays. No, okay, they didn't move it. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make this the main. Okay, there we go. So I made that my main display on my Mac, so we can look at macOS, and you don't have to look at the extended display from the laptop. So here we go. I want to see if this has the battery thing too. No, I don't think it does. I don't know why you want to use low power mode on the power adapter, but okay. Oh, you can do it. I found it. You can do clear and tinted and dark and all that kind of stuff on here. You can see how long it takes that to change, like when I change it. Okay, no, it doesn't do it, but that, I like that. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I like the dark ones. That's my go-to. Okay, so that's cool. So you can put it in light mode and still use the dark icons, but I like dark mode. Dark mode's the best. I like red too. We'll put it in red. I have a Safari window here. This is what Safari looks like. So you can kind of see the new like design language on the buttons and stuff like that. Seems to run pretty fast, no issues. The watch is almost done downloading. I don't know what everybody wants me to try in Apple Music. I've shown that. The new, yeah, the Final Cut Pro icon is a little bit different. So the icons seem to update independently of the apps because Final Cut Pro is a Final Cut Pro is a an App Store app, and I haven't updated it. Oh, when you click applications now, it doesn't open like the app window. It's like a search thing now. Can you? Okay, so you can, okay, I just had to use it the first time. Or not. How do you get to how do you get it to open like that? Because at first, okay, there it goes. Maybe I just had to use it. I like that. You have to double click, I think. Yeah, because there don't appear to be any updates. Oh, I had the App Store right there, but yeah. There's the phone app. I'm not going to open the phone app for obvious reasons, but it is there. I don't know why this is white when it's in dark mode. Yeah, I think something's going on here. That's glitching. Okay, there it goes. For some reason it's taking the website color and then you can't see. Now it goes to dark mode. For the Apple website's messing up the. Yeah, because that website changes, but the Apple website's like, I'm gonna be white no matter what, and then it up here. Test. Okay, there we go. I don't know what happened. My whole computer froze. I looked over and I was like, why is the chat like weird? And I'm not even streaming from Mac with the beta on it. So if you guys want to know if the beta is stable, I was over here showing you guys macOS over here, and my regular Mac that's on the stable build was the one that totally froze, and I had to force restart it. So that's why the stream kind of crapped out there for a little while. But yeah, so this is glitching out right here with the dark mode on the Apple website only, though. Like the other websites seem to be okay. Well, anything. Oh, okay, yeah, I don't. You can see there, it's kind of throwing it off. I don't know. That's kind of weird. But when you go to the Apple website and it's white, you can't see any of the text up here because it's not changing. But it's not switching between. Like when you put it in dark mode, you can see it kind of blips there for a second, but it doesn't actually go into dark mode for whatever reason. So that's weird. That's a little buggy. I don't know if that has something to do with the website or not. The watch is still downloading. So that is still doing its thing right here. Can I send a screenshot of the, no, I can't, I have phone numbers in there. You can also change the phone app to the old one where it shows like all the calls or missed calls. So you can sort it that way, which is pretty cool. But yeah, no, there's phone numbers in here. Like I can't show that right now, so I'm not going to show this on live. Here's the call screening thing though. Right here, the wallpaper on my Mac is just the wallpaper that's on the Mac. It's on. Oop, hold on, you guys can't see it. Let me switch the. It's called Macintosh, I think. Wallpaper. I don't know what it's under, but it's called Macintosh. I know that. Is it? Oh, right here. Yeah, Macintosh. So you can change like the color. There's a bunch of colors and stuff like that on there, but it's a default wallpaper. Here's the new call distraction thing. I'm not gonna like customize this and like do all this on camera because I don't want it to go back to my phone screen and show a bunch of phone numbers or anything like that. But this is the reduced distractions from unknown callers. I'm gonna turn that on. And then there's a unknown caller section right there, and that's where you tap and you can change it between your classic view or your unified view. You can go into the settings and manage your unknown callers. So you can turn on screen, your screen and stuff like that. From unsaved numbers will be asked for more information before iPhone rings. Missed calls and voicemails from unsaved numbers will be silenced and moved to the unknown callers list. So that's pretty cool. So there are some different settings for that right there as well. That is in the phone app. That's what it took me to, or in the phone settings rather. That's what it took me to when I tapped that. And then I don't have any unknown callers yet because it's I just set it up. So we'll have to see how that works. My Apple Watch is fully charged according to that notification. It's almost done with that. So no, the window feature doesn't require the Magic Keyboard. You can use it just as is. It works better with it because you have a trackpad and everything, but it works just as is. So I open up something here. You just swipe up right here on the bottom. You can grab that little circle right there and resize it. So then if I close it, and you can tap right there to enlarge the menu thing. If you minimize it, it just minimizes it back down, kind of like, back in the tray. You can go, back to full screen. As you can see, I done broke it. Hold on. Let me try. Oh, it's not even. X app doesn't want to work. Reset. Okay, come on. Don't crash. The X app doesn't like being resized, apparently, as you can see. Yep. Okay, so the X app's not happy. We'll just go back to the App Store because that one works. But so resize it. You can, open up your full screen again, resize it. If you want to open up, let me see if I have another app here that doesn't have. Okay, so open up Safari here. Now you can see I have multiple windows open. And then if you want to close it, you just go like that again, and boom, they're all closed. And then when you go to open them again, you can see they open back up in the little pair. I think you can go like that. They said something about swipe and hold. Okay, maybe that was when they're open. Swipe and hold, and then swipe up, and that closes them. But I think they still open up as a pair. So then you can kind of just open that. There's Safari again. You can put that back in full screen. You can do all that. One cool thing is you can also, if you have an Apple Pencil, it's not lagging. The Apple Pencil is just not connected yet. This is the USB-C one, so it doesn't connect right away when you take it off. Okay, I guess you can't drag that around with the pencil, but you can hover over this with the pencil and make it larger. So that's pretty cool. So that is the little navigation multitasking window dealio. You do not need a keyboard for it. Does the iPad menu bar work with the home screen? What do you mean? No. Once you update the Apple Watch, you cannot restore it yourself. I think Apple can do it, but you can't do it on your own. Yeah, you can still use Stage Manager. It's still there, but if you have the windowed thing on, then using that takes its place. That toggle in the control center turns on and off the ability to resize the windows if you have that turned on. This is the iPad Air M3, the latest one. All right, give me 1 sec while this updates. I'm gonna grab something real quick. I don't unplug the camera. You can't run phone apps on the iPad. It's just the phone app is on the iPad. It's literally the same app that's on the phone. I can't open it because there's phone numbers in it. No, the menu bar is not always there. The menu bar only shows up, not all apps use the menu bar, but it only shows up, well, I guess they do, but you have to kind of swipe down from the top. Um, it's not always there. It doesn't like just stay up there the whole time. No, the volume thing is different. Hold on, I'll put that screen back up. So this is the volume. It's up on the top now. And then I guess the brightness is probably, yeah, the brightness is the same. It's up there at the top. So it comes down from the status bar. Okay, so watchOS is now installing. You can see the watch is restarting there. We do have iOS 26 in the US. I'm in the US. This is a beta, so if you're not part of the beta program, then you're not going to see it. Thank you for the sub. Somebody's asking me to go to the menu bar settings on the Mac. So you can kind of add and remove things right here. Like third-party stuff and stuff like that on there too. I'm gonna leave Bluetooth off. I don't really use that much other than connecting AirPods and stuff, but new controls. Here's a menu for those. Kind of like similar to how they are on iOS, basically, with being able to resize them and add stuff like that. There's no third-party apps up here yet, obviously, because none of those apps have been updated yet for adding them to the control center. Yes, for everybody asking about the iPad and the window feature, all iPadOS 26 iPads support that. You don't need a specific one. Frank Calderon, thank you for the subscription. I think my Apple TV updated. No, the TV fell asleep. Oh, no, I don't think it did yet. Oh, wait, no. Did it finish? I can't tell if this is new or not. The power menu looks the same. But I got the... tvOS is kind of boring. It's not as glassy as everything else is. And the power menu is not as glassy. Yeah. Not as exciting on tvOS. I'm not really going to show that. It's kind of hard to see, actually. Yeah, there are no circular icons. It is, I mean, it's the biggest update because it's the biggest like UI change, but it is no no circular icons. They're the same shape. Wow, my watch was fully charged when it started to install the update, and it was on the charger while it installed the update, but it's still drained. And we're missing like half the watch face for some reason. Okay, so I'm gonna give the old watch a minute here to get its life together. See if that helps. The update searching. What do you mean searching? Noah Kilborn, thanks for the sub. Mr. Mark, I don't think I got you. Thanks for the sub. What do you mean the file copying window? It looks the same. I don't know what you mean by file copying window. Hopefully X doesn't crash on the, okay, it doesn't crash on the iPhone. Does X use the, what? Oh, it looks like the apps have to be updated for the new keyboard. Yeah, if you open like a third-party app like in Reddit, you get the old keyboard. But if you open like one of the new apps, you get the new keyboard. Yeah. Hopefully they fix they're not fixed that, but hopefully that gets updated to where yeah. Mail app's pretty nice. Again, not going to show because personal stuff in there, but yeah, so okay, that's pretty. Yeah, the keyboard is only on the system right now, so hopefully all the other apps get updated for that. Because I like that new keyboard. Did the watch change its Okay, the rest of the watch face came up, so that's nice. I mean, watchOS isn't, there's not much to show in watchOS. It's just got the new updated design language. It's hard to show all that, you know. But I need to, that's the wrong folder. Okay, let me do this real quick. Give me 1 sec. Let me do something real quick, and then I will answer some questions and comments and stuff like that. So I just got to fill this paperwork out real quick for something. Something special coming to the channel. All right. Let's see. Let me pull this over here and answer some questions. All right, so we're gonna do a question and answer. AirPods section. Where does it have the iOS software version in there? I don't see anywhere where it says iOS 19. Johnny didn't really do software, so I don't think his leaving or staying would have changed that much. So for everybody asking how to update it, AirPods beta software is available. Do you have to do that thing where you have to go through the whole process to install that again? I don't have... Like, do you have to enable that developer option on your phone? I don't think I have that enabled right now. I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. Thank you for the people in the comments that understand how this works. I don't know why people are asking if it's buggy and if they should download it and how's the battery life and this and that. I haven't had the beta that long. I don't know. I'm finding out with you. So there's no point in blowing up the comments asking the same questions over and over and over again. One thing we didn't look at is wallpapers. So we're going to take a look at wallpapers. As you can see, there's no new charging animation. That's what I was waiting on. Let's see, are there new home screen settings? Nope. No new settings there. No new settings there. All right, add new wallpaper. Now this has always been something that is like really slow to load. As you can see, it takes a second. That's happening like ever since this came out, even in like stable builds. So don't pay too much attention to that. Here's the iOS wallpaper. I guess there's only one color. Okay. Yeah, apparently there's only one. Can you not change the... You can't change the color, I guess, because I'm pretty sure you still swipe to do that. Yeah, you still swipe to do that, so I guess there be only one color because all these have the other ones that you can swipe between. Which kind of sucks because I like that wallpaper, but I want it to be like a darker color. You can restore a MacBook to the previous version, but you have to have another Mac to do it. You have to plug it in. You have to do a recovery mode deal on it, and you have to have a second Mac for it. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I'm not really too... Where's the back button? How do I get out of here? Hey, Larry, thanks for the $2 super chat. I don't. Oh, okay. So you have to swipe down. There's like no indication how to get back, which is weird. Let's see. I don't want to change it. I want to use it. Are all the clocks? Okay, so all the clocks, even if you change the design, they have like a glassy look. What's this do? Oh, okay. That's how you can do the whole, like, make your clock way too big thing. Oops. I guess you can only do that with this font because it goes away with the other ones. Oh, you can change it from... There's like a selector for glass and solid on here, but... it doesn't appear to... doesn't appear to do anything? Okay, well... I don't want to use it. So that's kind of weird. I don't need... I think most of these, I don't think there's any new stuff here. We just got the third-party apps and everything like that. New little selector window. You can see there's a little bit of like stutter and lag and stuff like that. But nothing too crazy. I do like, I don't remember that being colored before. I do like that the app icon down there and the shortcut is colored. I don't know, I think it looks pretty cool. We'll have to see how, you know, what changes between the different betas and stuff like that before we get the actual final release. But right now I do enjoy it. It is something that I'm going to use in the beta. So we will be testing it for sure. Yes, every iPad OS 26 iPad supports the window feature. The only time, so that's the thing about the beta. It's the same. Nothing changed. That's the thing about the beta. The message wallpapers are not going to be visible to anybody else unless they are running, unless they're running iPad or unless they're running the update. So they're only going to be visible to you until that happens. So a lot of that stuff that is like a group thing, it's not going to work that well until the actual update comes out. Yeah, I tested the iPad one. That was what I did first. YouTube video, the YouTube app's not going to change. That's not going to have any, this isn't going to have any effect on the thumbnail quality on YouTube. Yeah, nothing changes. It's not really laggy now. I think I'm gonna try the clear icons. I kind of like the colored icons more. Oh no. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll have to see. Yeah, we'll have to see how I feel about that later. Man, I can't wait till the keyboard gets updated in all the other apps though. All right, let's see. I don't think you can have multiple audio sources now. Yeah, I'll have to try it on my SE 2nd gen, see how it runs. Probably not very good, but we'll try. A for effort. Mine did that a couple times, where it said, oh, it was requested, and then it was downloaded, and then it was requested, and then it finished the download. So probably just wait a little bit. My watch didn't take too long, surprising. I need it. Where did it go? Oh, it's right here. I didn't put it back on yet. Yeah, mine was actually surprisingly quick. Normally the watch takes forever, but it wasn't that bad. Oh, are you talking? Okay, hold on. Let me see something. Hold on, I'm going to put my AirPods on for this so I don't get a copyright strike. Let me see something here. I thought you said you were connected to AirPods. What the? It says it's connected, but Clearly not. So to answer your question, no. If you play music and then switch to a different app that plays audio, it switches to the active app. All right, the menu bar. It's still not working. So the menu bar, you just swipe from the top and it's right there. Basically the same as it is on Mac, pretty much. Doesn't stay there. It's not there when the app's closed. So, but that is going to do it for this stream right now. I'm gonna go play around with these on off camera a little bit, and play around with it, find some new stuff, and I might go live again. Maybe tomorrow. I'll probably do a video tomorrow at least, but yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Make sure you click the subscribe button. I'm going to go update my Mac Mini as well right now. So you guys have a great night, and I will be uploading some videos on this later on. Like I said, I'm going to play around with it and see what all is new. So thank you guys, and have a great day.